Colt McCoy, I respect the fact that he just kept going. He was getting banged around
a little bit,
and he never gave up. He never quit. He had some teammates who maybe did. We'll talk about that. But there really wasn't anything there. Like, was there ever a moment that something happened that you got excited about last night for the Cardinals? There never really was anything. I know they had a touchdown, and Greg Dortch.
Yeah, Dortch, that was it.
I mean, he has to feel good about how he did last night. He had his first 100-yard receiving game of his career, but it's just nothing about that team that gets you jazzed. And I'm not sure that I would have been excited if Kyler Murray had played. Hey, Chris, I sent you the clip. Hey, they were going after Kyler.
You think?
In the Monday Night Countdown.
I mean,
Larry Fitzgerald. I think Larry Fitzgerald has the potential to be great on TV if he's willing to say anything. He's never willing to say anything, and I'm sorry to say that, but that's an example of what you have to be. You got to be willing to say things. You got to be interesting. You got to take a position. You can't map out the safe ground on every issue.
That's right.
You can't be neutral. You can't be Switzerland to be good on TV. You got to be willing to say stuff,
especially
and
when
run the risk of people getting pissed off at you.
Right.
That's life. If you're going to be on TV and you're going to entertain and inform people, you got to say stuff. He's never said anything until last night. He said some things last night. Now, he was tactful,
right.
But he made his point. He made his point, and it meshes with things we've heard.
Yeah, that's right.
Why did he come back?
Right.
Why was he done? This is new. And it may not be specific to Kyler Murray.
Yeah.
It's just kind of like, I'm getting a little old, and these young guys are getting really young, and I don't, they're not wired the way that maybe they need to be.
Right.
And whether it's the guy that we're talking about now or the guy that we're going to be talking about next segment, you got to wonder whether there's a maturity issue with some of these young quarterbacks that's rubbing the more established professionals the wrong way, Chris.
I do think that's a real question. I mean, you and I have both heard those rumors for over a year now. And, Larry Fitzgerald, then, what he said kind of furthers those thoughts along that, the leadership, accountability, those type of issues are somewhat real with Kyler Murray. Patrick Peterson, taking a few shots a few weeks ago. I mean, those are things that, usually, again, there's some truth behind what's going on there. So, we'll see. But, that was a full segment of kind of dissecting Kyler Murray, the person, the leader there. And just it's a tip of the iceberg with the Cardinals and the issues they have right now. I mean, it's across the board. Yeah, Kyler Murray, leadership, all those things in question. Head coach, same damn thing, along with creativity. And, they're not fun to watch because, they can't run the ball unless Kyler Murray breaks some crazy run. They can't run. And then their passing game, as you've heard me say for 3 years now, it's as simple as it gets. It's simple. Yeah, they're in the shotgun. Whoop-de-doo. What they do is there's nothing creative off of that. Defensive line
system.
Yeah.
It's the college coach thing.
Exactly
system.
right, Mike.
I'm running my
You're
system.
Exactly right. Running your system. But, your system's got to change. You got to draw some plays in the dirt according to who you're playing. These guys there's no school. There's no NCAA rules. DeMeco Ryans and Shanahan were in the school of, we're going to kick the shit out of the Cardinals this week, and let's figure out how we're going to stop it. So that's where it just lacks answers, and that's where it lacks, intrigue to watch them at times. And they were a beaten puppy last night. They hung in there for a little while, but when it was late in the third quarter, fourth quarter, they were done. They had seen enough of the 49ers and the physicality, and they were hit out, and they were going to just let George Kittle run up the sideline for a touchdown. Go ahead. I'm sick of hitting you. I mean, that was a pretty unbelievable moment we saw there.
Well, it was. And look, a business decision or just my will has been broken.
Yeah.
But when you see Antonio Hamilton just pass on the opportunity to just try to push the guy out of bounds.
Right.
It wasn't even, I've got to go bull in the ring with George Kittle or head-ons like they used to do in football practice. You've just got a chance to knock him out of bounds, and you just pull up. That's what happens when you just have nothing left, not from a physical standpoint, but just from a will standpoint.
Yeah.
He had every opportunity to just shove him out of bounds, and he gave up on it. And that does not speak well to overall mindset, preparation, focus, accountability. And this is why your quarterback has to be the person held the most accountable in the organization, just like Parcells used to do with your dad, like Tom Brady used to have happen to him with Bill Belichick. If you hold the quarterback to a relentlessly high standard and call him out nonstop, you have the credibility to call out anybody.
No doubt.
Anytime they don't give effort, anytime they do something stupid pre-snap. Once it all starts, who knows? I mean, stuff happens, but pre-snap mistakes, other things that you just look at and say, what the hell, are you a professional or not? It's easier to do that if the quarterback lives up to that standard and is held to that standard. And I think in Arizona, he doesn't live up to it. He's not held to it. So you get moments like that when George Kittle gets a free path to the end zone when Antonio Hamilton could have just pushed him out of bounds.
Yeah. It's definitely speaks a little bit to the culture right now and where they are as a football team, and not fighting for your teammate and just the overall cause and everything there. We see a 49er team that's got a bunch of kamikazes running around the football field and throwing their bodies everywhere. And every time you turn the game on, or anybody that's announcing it, Troy Aikman, Chris Collinsworth last week, all they can talk about is how amazing they look in person, how physical they are, how fast they are, all of those issues. And that's good culture. But Arizona, we've questioned a number of things there over the last year. And I think a lot of it has to do with the coach-quarterback relationship, and that's what we're kind of scrutinizing there. But it's that, let alone a team that doesn't have the things we always talk about to be good, Mike, too. So then we don't have an offensive line that can really dominate, and we got to kind of find ways to sometimes hide them a little bit. And then the defensive line the same way. There's no blue chip player there that we've talked about a lot. J.J. Watt's still good, but there's no superstar. They got Zach Allen's a good player, but not a superstar. So they're outmanned there against a team, the better teams in football, and the 49ers, the Eagles. They can't match up against the size and physicality of those teams up front. Nobody makes a play. So they got a little bit of it all right now in Arizona. And, they got to reassess where they are as kind of a franchise, because, you're right. There's no way they're going to win 6 in a row. It's over. And they're, just hopefully going to be able to salvage another few wins here for the year and just make the record look respectable.
When they got blown out back in week 1 by the Kansas City Chiefs, head coach Cliff Kingsbury said something along the lines of, we need better practice habits. We need better urgency.
Right.
Well, that trail of breadcrumbs traces right back to Cliff Kingsbury. And effort on the field, it traces back to Cliff Kingsbury. And again, this experiment with the college coach who had never had any pro coaching experience, except for maybe when he was in the NFL as a backup quarterback and was involved and saw what they did in New England for a brief period of time. But this is what you get. This is the Matt Rule. This is the guy that doesn't really know year in and year out how they make the sausage for an NFL team, how to prepare for an opponent versus working on your system, trusting your great athletes to go out and be great. Doesn't matter. My great athletes are going to be go be great. Well, it does matter because they got some great athletes too. And Chris, to your point about the 49ers, I remember 3 years ago, this was something that I said about how they have assembled a group of roughnecks who will roll out of bed and kick your ass.
Yes.
In an age when you don't have full contact practice on a regular basis.
Right.
You don't have tackling to the ground. You don't have that level of physicality that's wired into you constantly because the NFL is promoting, in the respects that it can, maximum health and safety. So you need guys who can flip the switch. Boom. Go run into that wall. Boom. Go run into that wall.
Exactly.
Oh, wait. Okay, we're stopping for 5 days. But 5 days from now, I'm going to expect you to go run into that wall. And they just do it. And that gives them. Now, it gets them injured.
Yeah, exactly.
That's one of the reasons
right.
why I say you get a certain number of injuries and you can't do it. But they've got that mindset. They draft. And this is where maybe John Lynch, having his mentality from when he was playing, that he can spot guys who think like him, the George Kittles of the world that can roll out of bed and go run into a wall and ask no questions and make no complaints. That's why they're great. They have a very inherently physical and tough team in an age where the day in and day out grind doesn't require,
right,
doesn't breed it You just have to have it when you show up at the door.
Yeah, Mike, you said a lot of things that are, I think, spot on. One, they play a style of football that's it's kind of rare for football in the NFL right now in 2022. The good teams, for the most part, we see more of the Mahomes, Josh Allen approach with that. You take the teams like the 49ers and, the Tennessee Titans, they play old school football. So I think that catches teams off guard right off the bat where they're like, whoa, wait, they're pulling guards like every play and, block down, trap this guy. Like, what is this? We've played 5 weeks in a row of throw it here, chase the screen here, chase the screen there. I mean, so that's where they have a great advantage, let alone, Mike, I think you're spot on. First off, Shanahan's a psycho. He's a psycho and has an eye for those guys. And Lynch is a psycho, was a psycho, and was put on earth to be one of those guys you're talking about. It was a safety who had no hesitation. And that's the word that I've always heard come from those two guys right there. And Shanahan and I have had conversations over the years about players and things like that. That's the word that I think you're referring to here as well, that makes them special. When he evaluates a player, free agency, draft, whatever, hesitation is a big part of his evaluation. Does this guy, when he sees the hole, does he hesitate? Or does he go, I'm going like a bat out of hell? Same for the linebackers, the defensive linemen. And you're right. Then they have a John Lynch there who knows what that player looks like too. And they've created a culture of guys that are kamikaze. And if you don't fit in that, see you later. Oh, you're not hitting the hole hard anymore? Oh, Matt Breida? Oh, see you later. Bye. Oh, wait, you're not doing it? Oh, bye. See you later. I mean, they don't play that game. And to your point, I think that's what makes them a lot of fun to watch.
Well, and to get back to the point we were making about the Cardinals and Antonio Hamilton hesitating as George Kittle ran right by him. Here's Budda Baker after the game talking about whether or not he thought everyone played hard until the end. We know the answer, but it's still significant to hear somebody from the inside say it. Here he is.
I feel like guys played till the end, played hard till the end.
No, I don't. But that's I don't know.
Is that tough to say this late in the season?
Yeah, it's very tough to say, but, at the end of the day, we're all grown men. Women lie, men lie, that film never lies. So whatever the film says is what it is.
I'd like to do something here. And you're not going to know where I'm going with this. Can we run that again? And I'm gonna say when to stop.
I know when you're gonna
run
stop.
It again?
I know when
you
you're
know what
gonna
I'm
stop.
gonna do?
Yeah.
Let's run it again.
You're gonna stop it when you see them
run it again.
smiling
You know
in the
what
background?
I want.
I feel like guys played till the end. Played hard.
Here it is. No. Watch for Kyler Murray and DeAndre Hopkins. Watch when they come out the door. You just got your asses splattered all over the field in Mexico City. Okay, there's Kyler, and then let it keep going. I'm not surprised by Kyler. I'm surprised by the next guy. And now look, you're still human beings and you got to react. And it's not that you should be walking around all glum, but this is the point Rodney Harrison and I talk about all the time. After the game, you see guys trading jerseys. You see guys happy. If you just got your ass kicked, you should not be happy about anything. And I don't mean to make this personal to DeAndre Hopkins. Maybe Kyler Murray just told the funniest joke he'd ever heard. But there's a certain demeanor when you lose like that. The fans feel it. They want the players to show it too. And it's something that my son can relate to. All the time he spent going to Minnesota to watch that game, and he's all fired up. If he had seen video coming out of the locker room, a guy's in there smiling and laughing it up after getting the shit kicked out of them, that's just not a good look. And I know that they're in their private space, and they are human, and they're allowed to turn it off and deal with it. And it just, when I saw that, Chris, and it sounds like it flicked for you too.
Yeah,
it just got beat 38-10. I don't know what you're laughing and smiling about and acting like you won 38-10 in the locker room about.
Yeah, well, you got to be careful. You got to show respect for the game and that kind of manner there. And I mean, you're right. hey, listen, they're human. I get
as
that.
the guy's talking about, as he's talking about guys not trying, not caring. There it is. It's the perfect juxtaposition.
Right. Well, and it's a guy that cares and doesn't back down ever and has zero hesitation in Budda Baker. He's one of those guys we talked about with the 49ers, really. And yeah, again, I think we're gonna talk about this again in another segment too. But yeah, there's a certain level of respect you got to show everybody after a loss like that. You want to show as a professional that you're disappointed and that's not acceptable. And you want to make sure you're showing other young guys that are impressionable in the locker room that it's not acceptable for us just to be joking and laughing and doing all that again. Okay, maybe you get in the back of the bus with your best buddy back there, and now you have a joke, and you're not in front of the whole team, and yeah, maybe you have a little laugh quietly. Okay, that goes on. That's like you said, they're humans. But in the public forum there, you just want to show that respect for the overall game and the effort certain guys did put in, the effort you put in and you're disappointed, the coaches, and showing the respect to them that, man, this meant a lot, and I know you guys put a lot of effort in and we lost. So that's where it's just not a good look. And I'm with you there, and I'd have a hard time thinking that if, we saw Tom Brady or a Josh Allen or a Mahomes in that kind of setting right there, walking out with their receivers behind an interview, and they just lost 38-10, I don't think you would see any of that right there at all. I don't. Yeah, I think you'd see guys that are genuinely pissed off, and if they are trying to kind of swipe it under the radar or under the rug or whatever, and turn the corner and be happy, they're going to act like they're pissed off anyways because they know that's the right thing to do and show for the team. So, it's not a great look, Mike. I hear you.
Especially the team leaders. They're watching the team leaders. And we've heard stories over the years about the mood on the plane on the way back from a devastating loss. Is it jovial or is it subdued? How are guys dealing with the fact that you just got destroyed by an opponent? These are all relevant topics because it shows who really cares and who really doesn't. And for the fans out there who are investing their time, their money, their loyalty, their spare time thinking about it, they want to see that the players care as much as they do. The reality is they don't. Not across the board. They're less likely to because they didn't, in most cases, choose to be part of that team. It's their job, and it's not healthy to be obsessed with it as many fans are, but the thing that draws the fans in, I think the fans want to see some of that same passion from their players, and they don't want to see guys yucking it up in the locker room after they just got beat 38-10, that's for sure. And it just, look, I don't want to be unfair to Kyler Murray and DeAndre Hopkins, but still, I just expect... Yeah, it gets the point I was making about Rodney and I talk about this. It started with seeing images of guys swapping jerseys after the game and the guy whose team lost with the big smile. I mean, Rodney's attitude is if you just get your ass beat, you go to the locker room. You don't go out there and hang around and yuck it up and act like you didn't just get your ass beat. And I thought of it after the Bills-Vikings game because there was a picture of Dalvin Cook and James Cook, the two brothers who play for the different teams. Dalvin with the Vikings, James with the Bills. There was a picture of them with their mother, and they were holding up each other's jerseys. Dalvin's got the big smile.
James was not happy.
He should.
Right.
James looked miserable.
He did, right.
As he should.
Yeah.
And that's what you want to see in a jersey swap. One guy, well, first of all, you don't want to see the jersey swap at all because the guy who lost should take his jersey and the rest of himself to the locker room. That's Rodney's position. But if he's going to hang around for a pre-arranged jersey swap, the guy whose team lost should look like James Cook 10 out of 10 times.
Yeah.
Miserable.
Well, again.
There it is. Well done. Well done, control room.
You said
they didn't
it
even
right.
know I was going to mention that. James is miserable and Dalvin's happy. That's the way it should be. So all those guys in the Cardinals locker room last night should have been miserable. That's our point.
I don't disagree with you. I don't, and more times than not, the great players are disappointed and truly hurt after a loss like that last night. I
National
understand
TV
it.
can't hide that one in a cluster of 1 o'clock games. That was an ass kicking that you took when everyone who cares about the NFL was watching. All the more reason all the more you're exposed as fraudulent. Last year was a fluke. You got issues in the organization. Who's the quarterback? Who's the right quarterback for this team? Who's the right coach for this team? Last night should have been doom and gloom in that locker room.
Yeah, definitely. You lose to a division rival that way, right? And pretty much put the kibosh on your season
done
for the most part.
You're done.
Right.
You are done. And I'm even more convinced that they're done by seeing the, guys
video.
laughing and, like it's no big deal. Hi, it's Mike Florio. Thanks for watching PFT on YouTube. Hit subscribe for the latest news and analysis from Pro Football Talk.